I have the lunchbox. Hello, this is Todd Luck, and this is a review of this thing. So this is called the Masters of the Universe Tin Tote, but I mean, it's a lunchbox, really. I mean, you can look at this, it's a lunchbox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a brief review of this and give you a little bit of history of lunchboxes, and I'm going to try to make this the best Masters of the Universe Revelation lunchbox review that you can find on YouTube, and probably the only one you can find on YouTube because it's a lunchbox. So on the front of the lunchbox we have our main heroes for Revelation and most of our animated series for Masters of the Universe. We have He-Man, Battle Cat, Orko, Man-at-Arms, Teela, and of course the Sorceress with Castle Grayskull in the background. On the back we have our villains as they appear in the first episode: Skeletor, Triclops, Beastman, Evil Lyn, and Trapjaw. And if you look closely you can see a little bit of Snake Mountain in the background. And so when we turn it on its side, we have He-Man on one side and we have Skeletor on the other. And this is all straight out of Revelation. Absolutely gorgeous artwork from this animated series. On the top we have our handle, which you'll carry it with, and we have the logo underneath. On the bottom it says "I have the power," and we have some branding here. And notice this disclaimer. Says it is an adult collectible and is not for anyone under the age of 18, which I know is a really weird thing to put on a lunchbox, but we're going to get into why that is when we get to the history of lunchboxes. It's going to get a little weird. So it opens up with this little clasp at the top. And so what do you get inside of the Masters of the Universe Revelation lunchbox? Nothing! Absolutely nothing! And while it would have been nice if they'd thrown a cup or a thermos or a Eternian bread box or something inside, because it is hollow inside and you can't open it up, it does let you store stuff in it. So, you know, this is going to take up a lot of room in your storage. So it does compensate for that by letting you put stuff inside of it. And so you could store Masters of the Universe cups in here, or you could store other food-related paraphernalia in here. You could store other collectibles in here, like your Masters of the Universe figures. And if you turn it sideways, you can even fit your Masters of the Universe Revelation figures or other bigger figures in here. So sky's the limit, use your imagination. So in conclusion, if you like Masters of the Universe Revelation and you want a big pretty thing that takes up space, I think this is a good option for you. So while we're at it, let's talk about the history of lunchboxes. So I never had a lunchbox when I was a kid, so I never really quite understood why you needed one, right? Why can't you just take it in a paper bag? Where did lunchboxes even come from, right? And so lunchboxes are a byproduct of the Industrial Revolution. So with people working away from their home at factories, they can't always go home to eat. And so they needed some kind of container to bring their food with them to work. And so eventually we ended up with lunchboxes. The first licensed character on a lunchbox was Mickey Mouse in 1935. And so you'll notice that this is made of metal, which used to be a standard thing for lunchbox. However, this got phased out in the 1970s. Parents lobbied against metal lunchboxes because they were being used as weapons in schoolyard fights. According to Wikipedia, the last widely available metal lunchbox was Rambo First Blood Part 2, which I think is very appropriate. If your parent gets you a Rambo First Blood Part 2 lunchbox, obviously the first thing you ask is,
"Do we get to win this time?"
And if a teacher catches you bludgeoning a fellow student with a Rambo First Blood Part 2 lunchbox and asks you why you did it, obviously you're going to answer,
"They drew first blood, not me."
And one thing I just accidentally discovered is that if you raise this handle and speak into it, it creates an echo. "I am the voice of Snake Mountain." See, you didn't know you were getting a voice changer with this thing. So in today's video, we learned about collectible tin totes. They can be very attractive display items, but they can also hurt people if you hit them upside the head with it. So you should never hurt someone with a metal lunchbox because that could get you arrested, and plus it could damage a perfectly good collectible. And so that's it. That is all there can possibly be said about this. So like and subscribe for more videos, and until next time, good journey.